There's a silent battle that many people fight every single day, the battle for self-respect. It's not about how others see you. It's about how you see yourself when no one else is around. It's about the quiet moments when you ask yourself, am I proud of the way I live? Yet, so many people struggle with this. They feel overlooked, unappreciated, even disrespected. And the worst part? They don't even realize that they are the ones allowing it to happen. Self-respect isn't something you demand from others. It's something you build from within. It's not given to you. It's earned by the choices you make, by the boundaries you set, by the way you carry yourself when no one is watching. But most people go through life wondering, why do people treat me this way? When the real question should be, what have I allowed? What have I tolerated? Because the hard truth is, people will only treat you the way you let them. Self-respect starts with the small things, the ones most people overlook. The way you speak about yourself when you fail, the way you let someone cross a line, even when it makes you uncomfortable, the way you lower your standards just to keep someone around. And over time, these little compromises add up. One moment of self-betrayal turns into a habit. One ignored boundary becomes an expectation. One tolerated insult becomes the way people think they can treat you. But here's the catch. Self-respect isn't built by proving your worth to others. It's built by proving your worth to yourself. It's not about making people like you. It's about making sure you like yourself. And that's where most people get it wrong. They chase approval, thinking it will bring respect. They stay silent, hoping people will treat them better. But self-respect doesn't come from being liked. It comes from being firm in who you are. It comes from making choices that align with your values, even if it means standing alone. Most people don't realize that self-respect is a mirror. The way you treat yourself is a reflection of how others will treat you. If you constantly put yourself last, people will follow your lead. If you keep forgiving what should never be forgiven, people will keep crossing the line. But once you change the way you see yourself, everything else changes. Once you start standing up for yourself, you'll notice something. The wrong people will leave, and the right people will respect you more. Because at the end of the day, self-respect isn't about what you say. It's about what you allow, what you walk away from, and what you refuse to tolerate. No matter who it is, no matter how much you love them. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with self-respect is fear. Fear of losing people, fear of disappointing others, fear of standing alone. But here's what most don't realize. The cost of self-respect is always worth it. Because when you live in fear of upsetting others, you end up upsetting yourself. Think about it. How many times have you said yes when you really wanted to say no? How many times have you kept silent when you should have spoken up? How many times have you tolerated disrespect just to keep the peace? And each time you do, a small part of you dies inside. Self-respect requires courage. It demands that you stop waiting for permission to value yourself. No one will give you that permission. You have to take it for yourself. And the first step? Stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. The truth is, not everyone deserves access to you. Not everyone deserves your time, your energy, or your explanations. People who constantly question your worth will never see your value, no matter how much you try to prove it to them. So stop over-explaining. Stop apologizing for having standards. Stop begging for people to respect what you should have demanded from the start. Because when you carry yourself with self-respect, you will start to lose people, but only the ones who were never meant for you, the ones who thrived on your insecurity, the ones who benefited from your silence, the ones who only stayed because they could manipulate, control, or use you. Let them go, because when you lose the wrong people, you make space for the right ones. Respect attracts respect. When you raise your standards, people will either rise to meet them or remove themselves from your life. and both are a blessing. But here's where most people struggle. They mistake loneliness for loss. They think that because people are walking away, they are doing something wrong. But that's not true. Loneliness is not a sign that you are losing. It's a sign that you are growing. It's a sign that you are finally choosing yourself, that you are no longer available for disrespect, that you are learning to love your own company instead of clinging to people who don't truly value you. And something powerful happens when you do this. You start to feel lighter. You stop carrying relationships that drain you. You stop chasing people who don't care. You stop giving explanations to those who don't deserve them. And in that space, something magical happens. You start attracting people who see your worth without you having to prove it. Because self-respect doesn't just change the way people treat you, it changes the way you treat yourself. And once you raise the bar, you will never lower it again. There's a moment in life when everything shifts, when you realize that self-respect isn't just about how others treat you. It's about how you treat yourself. It's about the standards you set, the boundaries you enforce, and the way you carry yourself when no one is watching. Because here's the truth. People take cues from you. They watch how you allow yourself to be treated. If you tolerate disrespect, they assume it's acceptable. If you constantly overextend yourself without receiving anything in return, they learn to take you for granted. But when you stand firm, when you refuse to accept less than you deserve, everything changes. Because self-respect isn't about demanding it from others, it's about embodying it in every decision you make. It's about how you speak to yourself when you're alone. It's about how you show up in your relationships. It's about knowing when to walk away, even when it hurts. And most importantly, it's about staying true to yourself, even when the world tries to change you. Too many people lose themselves trying to be liked. They shrink their personalities, they suppress their voices, they mold themselves into what they think others want, just to fit in. But here's the thing. You were not meant to fit in. You were meant to stand out, to take up space, to live boldly, unapologetically, and without permission. And when you finally embrace that, when you fully own who you are, something incredible happens. The people who were never meant for you will fade away, and the ones who truly respect you will show up. Because self-respect is a magnet. It repels the wrong people and attracts the right ones. It filters out those who only want to use you and draws in those who genuinely value you. But this only happens when you make a choice to stop settling. Stop settling for friendships that drain you. Stop settling for relationships that don't fulfill you. Stop settling for environments that make you feel small. Because the moment you start honoring yourself, your entire world shifts. People will notice. Some will admire it. Some will resent it. And some will try to challenge it. But none of that matters. Because once you've tasted the freedom that comes with self-respect, you will never go back. And that is the secret most people don't know. Self-respect isn't just about what you gain. It's about what you refuse to lose, your dignity, your peace, your self-worth. And once you choose it, you will never be the same again.